Right, the strongest electromagnetic field in your body isn't coming from your brain. It's coming from your heart. And it doesn't stop at your skin. It pushes out several feet in every direction all the time, and the people standing near you are quietly picking it up. Sounds crackers, I know. Stick with me, because there's proper science under this. And it's some of the strangest stuff I've ever read. Here's the headline. Your heart's electrical field is about 60 times stronger than your brain's. 60. We've spent a century treating the brain as the boss and the heart as a glorified water pump. And it turns out the heart is shouting while the brain whispers. The magnetic side of that field can be detected up to 3 feet away from your body using these absurdly sensitive scanners called squid magnetometers. So you are, right now, broadcasting. Now here's the bit that makes people lean in. The signal changes depending on how you feel. When you're stressed or angry or anxious, the pattern goes jagged and chaotic, like a scribble. But when you feel love or gratitude or just genuine appreciation for something, the whole thing smooths out into a clean, rolling wave at about a tenth of a cycle per second. One gentle wave every 10 seconds. And the moment that happens, your breathing, your brain waves, and your blood pressure all start lining up behind it like they've been waiting for the order. That's not poetry. That's measured. This is the work of the HeartMath Institute over in California. They've been at it since the 90s, publishing in proper peer-reviewed cardiology and psychophysiology journals, over 300 studies, replicated at places like Stanford, the Cleveland Clinic, and the Karolinska Institute. So we're not down a rabbit hole here. We're looking at solid research that mainstream medicine just hasn't fully digested yet. And it gets weirder. Their research shows your heart reacts to emotional things a few milliseconds before your brain does. The heart clocks it first, which is odd enough. But then, they ran an experiment that genuinely stopped me. They sat people in front of a screen showing random images, some calm, some disturbing, picked by a computer so nobody knew what was coming. And the heart started slowing down 4 to 7 seconds before a disturbing image appeared. Before. The picture hadn't been chosen yet, and the heart was already responding to it. Read that twice. Nobody fully understands how that works. Want to know the most charming bit? When two people sit close together, one person's heartbeat actually turns up inside the other person's brainwaves. You can stick electrodes on me and detect your heartbeat coming through. Mothers and babies sync up. Couples sync up. Therapists and clients sync up. So that thing where someone walks into a room and you can just feel them, that presence, that charisma you can't quite name, that might literally be their heart's field washing over yours. You're not imagining it, you're receiving it. If this is your sort of thing, do me a favor and give the video a thumbs up. It genuinely helps more people stumble across these ideas. And subscribe so you don't miss the next one, right? On we go. So what's the heart actually doing if it's this chatty broadcaster? Well, here's a thought that's been kicking around longer than you'd expect. Back in 1920, the Austrian thinker Rudolf Steiner said something that sounds completely mad. The heart doesn't pump blood at all. It responds to the blood, regulates it, reads it, like a sense organ rather than a pump. Everyone filed that under nonsense. Then, about 75 years later, the biophysicist Ralph Marinelli pointed at something awkward. In a chicken embryo, the blood is already circulating before the heart has started beating. A chap called Bradley Bremer had even filmed it back in 1932, circulation going a full 48 hours before the heart kicked in. So if the blood's already moving before the pump switch is on, what exactly is the pump for? There's a long-standing puzzle that fits right in here too. Your capillaries, the tiniest vessels, are about 5 to 10 micrometers wide. Your red blood cells are 7 to 8. They're wider than the pipe. They have to fold themselves up and squeeze through one at a time. The raw pressure you'd need to shove them through by muscle alone doesn't add up. But blood cells carry a negative electrical charge. So if the heart is shaping electromagnetic fields, rather than just squeezing, It could be guiding those charged cells through, steering them rather than forcing them. Coordination, not brute force. And it goes right down to the smallest level. A researcher called Glenn Rain, working with HeartMath, put DNA in a dish and exposed it to heart frequencies from people in different emotional states. Coherent, loving frequencies made the DNA relax and unwind. Stressed, chaotic ones made it tighten up. Your emotional state, reaching down and changing how your own genetic material sits. Over at the University of Bologna, Carlo Ventura took it further again, showing certain frequencies can nudge stem cells into becoming different kinds of tissue. Which brings us to the line every spiritual tradition has been banging on about forever. Love is the highest vibration. Always sounded like a fridge magnet, didn't it? But the love-type emotions, gratitude, compassion, appreciation, are the exact ones that produce the strongest, most coherent, furthest reaching field your body can make. Cortisol drops, your immune markers climb, your brain runs cleaner. Highest vibration turns out to be a measurable description, not a greeting card. So here's where it leaves me. We've spent so long picturing ourselves as separate, sealed off, just thinking machines carting a pump around. But maybe you're an instrument, constantly tuning, constantly broadcasting, quietly touching everyone in the room with whatever you happen to be feeling. And if that's true, then how you feel was never just your own business. It's a signal you're sending out into the world. If you fancy the full story, every study, every name, every source laid out properly, it's all in the article over at consciousnesspartnership.com. Go and have a read.